and welcome to this month's webinar. My name is Dewan, and today we are going to be discussing classes. And we're going to be talking about how to set up your classes from the very beginning all the way to the end, how to add classes to your POS and your web store. And we're also going to hopefully be discussing ways that you can use classes in a way to hopefully increase your revenue. So, a little bit about me. My name is Dewan. I have been with CenterEdge for a little over 4 years now. Majority of that time I have been a trainer. I think all of us trainers, we all have our own unique ways of looking at things, styles. Mine is I love looking at it from the way that your cashiers are going to be looking at the software and using it. I used to be that 16-year-old that that you guys used to hire to work in the family entertainment center. So I know how frustrating it could be if I don't understand how to use the POS station that we currently had. Also, I look at it from a little bit different angle also. I have ran and owned my own business, so I know how important it is for to actually look at and get reports. Reporting is very useful and very helpful for me to be able to make those everyday decisions. And also finally, I'm a dad. I have 2 little girls that love taking to these family entertainment parts. They enjoy going. So I'm looking at it from every angle to try to make sure that we always set up things in a way that makes sense to actually help you increase, your revenue in your business, but also to make sure that the families that have a great experience when they come to your park and, the people know what they're getting. Now, if you guys have any type of questions, please feel free, to go ahead and write your questions down. I have some awesome trainers and people on that is helping me answer questions. They also will be passing up some of those questions along. So please do not hesitate to go ahead and enter your question, and my staff will most definitely get with you and or pass it on up. There's also a way that you can raise your hand if you do have another question, so you can be sure to do that as well. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to sign into our software. So a lot of people may ask, why would I want to use classes? What is classes going to be good for? Why do I need another module when I have POS? And also I have groups. Why do I feel as though I need a third one to help me run my everyday business? I really, really like classes because I feel as though classes are going to give you the best of both worlds. You're going to get the convenience and speed of the POS, but you're also going to be able to get the tracking and flow and be able to keep up with, who's signed up for like a week-long class, like you would somewhat in groups when you setting up different things. I have helped people set up now classes so they can do something like a jumps and crafts day, where you can buy a day, you can buy 4 days. It's totally up to you. We are starting to see more and more people do things, and they're getting super, super creative with like American robotics. I want you guys to think about the fact that you guys have space in your parks that is really available to you, and you can use those times a day that you guys normally don't use. I know in our own facility, we have a skating rink. So skating, yes, we do skate, but that's most of that business come from at night and mostly on the weekend. But during the week, we actually rent out that whole skating area to a Zumba. So ladies that go out there and they do like some fitness classes, and so there's tons of ways that you guys can utilize the rooms and different things that you guys have in your business and parks to help increase that revenue. You guys have party rooms there. A lot of starting to see some parks now. They're setting up their party rooms as almost like an educational center where they're bringing in their staff to actually help the kids go there and like do their online work training. I just helped someone actually set that up. So they're going to divvy up their classrooms in different age groups and then have let them come bring in their laptops, be able to access online, and now be able to actually help interact with some of the kids. Now you got to be careful with that because you guys are not an educator, so you're not properly licensed, but you still can put a facility in place for someone to come and do that. You know, um, the the DIY projects. I'm pretty sure you guys got some really crafty members in your park that could go over there, and maybe you guys got a really cool arts and crafts. Like I just realized that my daughter, she can paint. She absolutely loves painting. I never knew. She went to it wasn't a wine and design, but it was something very similar. She actually loved painting now. So it's lots of different things like that that you guys can do in your park and utilize the space that you guys have that's available, even during your off-peak hours. So you still can get revenue coming in. And classes is going to be a great way for to go out there and be able to utilize it. Because I can go out there and I can say, hey, I have this an awesome instructor, and I could put a bio of that particular person that's going to be coming in and do the particular class, and then you can advertise that customer or that employee or that person that you guys are hiring to come in. You can kind of advertise them. You can show the picture. You can tell a bio about them. It's just going to be another way, another layer of being able to go out there and get more income. If you guys do have thought of different things, please go ahead and share that also in the question so we can go ahead and like kind of announce different ways the parks are actually using and can utilize some of that off time so we can all kind of help each other. Now, when I'm getting ready to go ahead and build a class, now this video is also being recorded. We have an awesome video guy. He's going to make sure that he actually gets this video online. So if I'm moving a little bit too fast or you need me to slow down, you can always rewatch the video. So you can pause it and move at your own pace. I have been told, that I kind of get in the flow and I kind of move a little bit, quicker than others. So, but please remember that you can always, just watch the video afterwards. And you also have more, you can contact our training and our support staff. And we'll be more than happy to actually help you guys actually set up yours. This is going to best suit you and your purposes. So I'm going to go into maintenance. I'm going to go into system settings. And then I'm going to go into my modules. And in my modules, this is where you're going to go and you're going to actually enable your class management. So once you enable your class management, so now I can go in to my maintenance and I have a new icon that's going to be up here. Now, before I even get into the classes, there's a couple of things that you guys are going to have to build and create before we can go ahead and start, getting in. And that is like, how you plan on selling your events? Are you going to sell like a one-day class? Are you going to sell like a week-long class? So I believe I have one in here. So I have my jumps and crafts. So I have a jumps and crafts that is not a token. We're just gonna make it a retail item for now. So I have my jumps and crafts, and I have it, and I can sell it by the day for 30 bucks, or I can sell it by the week, which is gonna be 140 bucks. So once you go in, you create your items of what you plan on selling. The next thing that I also want you guys to do is to go ahead and go inside of your maintenance. I want you to go into your personal maintenance. And I want you to go ahead and find and highlight that person that you plan on being an instructor. So I can go there and now, because I have my classes turned on, I can go and I can hit this little checkbox here. So this is going to tell the software that, hey, I am an instructor. I can actually help you guys. I'm going to be hosting some type of classes or events. This is where you can also start highlighting. You can add that picture of your instructors, and you can go there and you can actually put a bio about that particular person. I know with me and my girls, they really love having, they like working with certain people, so like if I know that you guys have a series of different people that is going to be teaching different classes, and if my girls really like that particular person, I can now just click on that person and see all the different classes that that person is going to be teaching. So you'll be able to go there and actually still sell them in that way, in that manner. So now that we have added the item and we done went in and we done set up our instructors, now we can go ahead and start looking at our classes. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead to class management. Now, here in class management, this is where we're gonna go in and we're gonna create a jumps and crafts course. In our jumps and crafts course, I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna set my dates. So this date is set from, July 5th through the July 31st. I can come in here and I can just add whatever dates, however long that my class is gonna last. I can set my default instructor. I even can go there and set a color. This is gonna help you when it comes to your scheduling, so you can be able to make sure that um, you have just a different color so it kind of stands out to whatever color that you guys really want it to be. So let's do some magenta. I can go there and I can go ahead and set my capacity. I can say how many people, how many kids that I want to actually be able to show up for this particular type of event. I can set my length of when I want it. So I can go there in my areas. I could throw in an area if I really need to tie from an area. This is not something that is a must have. You don't have to tie it to an area. You can sell it without having it tied to an area, and it still will go off of whatever your capacity is. Image, I can most definitely put in the image of what I want to show. Make sure that you always put at least an image one and a thumbnail in place so you can actually get that image. Now this is where I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna add my tickets. So when I'm adding those tickets, so this ticket that I added is for a week. So I can go ahead and say how many numbers of classes that class is good for. So let's say you guys gonna be selling like a one class a month, but you're doing like a whole series of events, okay? You can go there, I can make a whole semester, of classes, and then I can put that particular ticket in here and I can hit the checkbox and it can be good for every class that I have for that particular event. So just like just like on any other areas, I can come in under my options and I can pick and choose when my date is going to be good. So if I know that I'm going to be selling this one on a weekly basis, I may want to come here and actually uncheck every other day, but Monday, because I want this ticket to be sold strictly on Monday because it's going to be good for that particular 5 days. I like my one day, I'm going to sell that any day of the week that I have that's going to be available. So now, web. I can go ahead and web enable this. Whatever name that you put here, this is what's going to be showing on your particular web store. I can put in a description of what this particular class is all about and what you're going to be receiving. So the short description, of course, is going to be that description when you have multiple classes and a side by side. You can go there and get a real quick, highlight of what's going to be going on in that particular class. And then when you click on it, that's when you're going to get the longer description, more information about the particular class, okay? So now once you go there and you actually set up the actual class. Now, another thing that's kind of important is your categories. This categories is not like your categories and subcategories that you have already selected inside of Manager Console under your inventory. You're gonna have to come in, you're gonna have to create your own categories and subcategories, or your own categories for your classes. So just be cautious of that. You're just gonna go into the pencil, and then you're just gonna add a new category. That's really, really helpful. So you make sure that all of your reporting actually is gonna, come out clean. if I got a fitness class and I have like a DIY type of class, or I have the American robotics class, or I have music lessons, however you guys, you utilize this, just make sure you go ahead and set a category for each and every one of those. So now that I have my class management, so now I'm going to go into my class scheduling. So in my class scheduling, this is where I can go in and I can set the date of when my class is going to start. So I have my dates. So I know, I believe I extended it out in August. So I don't have any times. So now I can come in, and let's say I know I want to run a class on August 3rd. I can drag this over here. So now, once I drag my time over, I can come in here and I can set up multiple classes, associate different classes with this particular event. So I can add classes. I already have my one on the 3rd, so I can add them daily, weekly, monthly, or I can kind of create my own. I can say, you know what, I want to go ahead and create a week-long class, so I need to create 4 more counts. So I can create a schedule. And it's going to automatically go ahead and pick and choose the 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th. But let's say if for some reason that this particular series, is not, we had some type of holiday that happened on the 5th. So we're actually going to run this not on the 5th, but we're going to take that Saturday, the 8th. I can go there and just, I can change the date to the 8th. I can go in and I can add even more dates, okay? So there's a ton of different ways you can go there and really create all the different classes that are going to be associated with this particular one. So now I hit OK. And so now I have all of my dates and my times. So because I set this up with me being the default instructor, I can go there and just, I am the instructor. But let's say if I know that I have multiple people that are going to be teaching on different days, I can come in here and I can actually highlight them on the days that they're going to be teaching the class instead.
Hey, Dewan?
So now, yes.
We have a question. Can you make sure that you address how the all classes checkbox addresses those classes that you put together? There's a little bit of confusion as far as all classes versus additional classes.
Okay. All right, cool. So when I'm in, so if you can imagine I have this particular class. And in this class, my jumps and craft class, I can set up a day for one, that I'm only buying one day at a time. I can set it up so I can buy a set of days at a time. So let's say like 1 week at a time. Or I can set up a third one, and it's going to be for all the classes. It doesn't matter what day of the week it is. It doesn't matter what week it is. If it's associated with this jumps and crafts, then I can hit this all classes, and it's going to sell every class, every one that I have that's associated with that particular event is going to be good for that. Hopefully that answered that question. So you can set it up for per day, a group of days, or anyone that you're gonna possibly have. All right.
Dewan,
So now,
if you don't mind, when that all classes ticket also only takes place if it's an associated class. So that same class could be scheduled separately from the associated classes, and the all tickets ticket that was purchased previously wouldn't work for the newly created class schedule, even if it's the same class.
true. So now we have our jumps and crafts. We have our event, and it's on. I already have it web enabled, so it should be on the website. So we should be good there. But now we got to get it on the POS. Let me change my application. Go to POS. Go into setup. So in here, just like you normally would do, like your areas, when I'm adding in an area, it's not going to show. I can go into my edit screens. I can add a new one, and we're just gonna call this classes. Now I'm gonna select my module, which is gonna be classes, cells. And now I can come in to my new tab, and now I can add my jumps and crafts class. So now I have my classes, I'm gonna move that over there. So now I have my classes, and it's showing me all of my classes that I'm good for. So I can click on it, and I can say, you know what? So my week class, it only pops up on Monday. So every fifth class on Monday, it pops up. So I can go there now, I can sell myself that particular class, and it's gonna list out all the ones that I'm good for. I didn't tie this to a customer, so it didn't pop up and all that good thing for my names and all that good stuff. But I can most definitely have it register my name. So when I go and I pull the reports, then I can see who has been registered for that particular class. So now it's online. I mean, it's on your POS. Pretty simple. You can buy one day and take you out of capacity, or I can come over here and now I can buy just one day every other day. Very quick, very easy. So I click on it. Once I click on it, I can see everyone that's registered. I can actually print out the roster. I can email them. If something's happened, I need to cancel the class for some reason, I can go there and I can just send a quick email to everyone. It's very user-friendly and pretty easy to actually operate. So now let's talk about the web store. Let's get everything online. All right, so let's start from the beginning. Let me log in. Okay. So when I log into my admin, as an admin, I'm gonna go into my system settings. I'm gonna go over to my navigation links, and now I'm gonna go into my classes. So in my classes, this is where I'm gonna go there and I'm gonna enable it or unenable it, whichever one we need. I can go there and of course I can add a title of whatever I want to have there. I'm just gonna leave it as classes. So now when I click on classes, it shows up and it has my bio. And any classes that I am working on it, I can go there and easily click on me, and it's going to show the classes that I'm going to be teaching. I can also have all my other available classes that shows up available here, and then I can just reserve them as needed. So getting your classes online is just as simple and easy as getting a regular area ticket online. It's really no big difference. You're just using a different module. But it does give you a lot more flexibility to be able to kind of control your web store, to be able to control how your POS is going to look, to give you the speed of being able to sell a group of events a lot faster than trying to use like groups. Okay. When I'm also looking at, well, also in here, you have different reports that's specific to your classes that you can pull. So you can pull your roster, you can pull the email list, so you can shoot them all emails. You can still be able to utilize this in a way that just makes a lot more sense than trying to sell it multiple rooms inside of groups. It will work, but this is a much cleaner way and faster way. Now, if you are going to be selling multiple days online, I would strongly recommend selling a pass that's going to be good for the different classes that you are buying. Because anytime that you buy something online, it's set up as a will call. So you're still not going to really know who is actually buying or who's going to be attending. So I would just go ahead and just sell a pass online that's good for the set of classes. And then when they come in, you can go ahead and just register them all for that week-long class that they bought it for. It's still going to show up as a $0 activity for them and be able to help get them enrolled a lot faster. So, do we have any questions?
Not right now. Let's see if anyone needs to type anything in.
Yeah. Well, cool. Well, thank you guys for joining this week's webinar. You can always get a ton more information from our CenterEdge, sorry about that, from our CenterEdge Help Center. You can always type in webinars. You'll be able to see and review these videos that we are making, and also watch any other videos that we have online dealing with the classes and the actual setup of your classes. Also, you're obviously going to get your release notes, which, it just helps you know where you can find more videos and links and get help, and you can follow us so you can always get up-to-date information on your software and what we are working on currently. Thank you
Yes.
guys for...
Before you go, Dawn, one person did ask or put in a notice. Do you think that classes would be good to use for summer camps?
For summer camps, absolutely, hands down. I think it's going to give you a lot more flexibility to be able to really customize it on the web store. So you can really put a lot more detailed information versus cluttering up your groups tab or your areas tab. I think it would give you just a lot more, a cleaner look and way better experience than using POS or groups however you're currently using it. I most definitely would do it. All right. Well, thank you guys for choosing CenterEdge. We do appreciate you guys' business, and I hope you guys have a wonderful and safe day. Thank you.